Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. I've got something a bit different for you today. If you saw my last craft haul, you know I bought this book from Kmart. It was only $2, it was a bargain. And I've got an idea to make a colour swatch for all of my lawn fawn critters. Now, of course, you don't just have to use this for lawn fawn, you could use any of your critters. And I kind of got the idea because I've been looking on Pinterest for some ideas on what colour combos to use for different critters. So what I've decided to do, and I thought I'd share it with you today, in case you're interested. I've left a blank page because I don't have year 1. So I've started with Lawn Fawn year 2. These are the little mini stamps. And I've just die cut out and coloured, first of all in Copic, then my Polychromos, and then distress ink for each of these. And this is just a little gift parcel that's also in that particular stamp set. So my idea behind this is I've got a track of what colour Copics I've used, which colour Polychromos, and which of the distress inks. Now I certainly don't have all the Copics, I've got about 160, so I think we're about halfway there. But I do have all of the Polychromos and the distress inks, which is why I've also decided to use those. Now I decided not to do distress inks at this stage because again I don't have a lot of those, probably got about 3/4 of them, but it's always something I can add later if I need to. And that's why I've left this side of the page blank on all of these as well, because I may decide to do different colour combos and I can add them on as well, so that gives me a bit of growing space. I don't have a lot of lawn fawn stamps compared to a lot of people like that I've seen on the Facebook page on the Lawn Fawn Addicts. I've probably got about 50-60 of them, so I'm probably going to outgrow this book, which is why I'm starting with all of my mini stamps first. The other thing that I'm a bit concerned about is, you know, if I start to categorise them in, say, birthdays or alphabetical, whichever order I decide to categorise them, you know, I'm going to buy another stamp set, right? And then I'm going to need to insert. But my future-proof plan is to do something similar that I've done with my craft inventory here. So if you saw this video, you know that over Christmas I got all my swatching up today and I used these little mini discs, they're like Happy Planner mini discs, just to make them. And these are great because you can always add things into here later. It's not an issue, you can add them in whenever you need to. So if I get to that point, what I'm going to do is then simply take this book apart, cut it out, and then just use it instead as part of a smaller version of this. So I have thought ahead, I've got my plan in place. I'm going to give you a quick flip through what I've done so far. My plan is probably maybe just to do a couple of these each week because it is quite time consuming. You can see here I've left gaps for the stamps I don't have. So my plan is to take pictures of these as well. So if you check out my Pinterest board, our details will be down below. You'll see all of these already on there. I've got a critter, can't remember what I called it now, critter colouring. So if you're interested in seeing what colour combos I've used for these, check that out. I'm going to quickly show you just what it looks like. And before I do that, actually, I'll also show you, if you are into your lawn fawn products as I am, I'm slightly obsessed, I've also got another board full of card inspiration or ideas. So basically when I get a new stamp set, first thing I do is put it in my craft inventory, then I'll also put on my Airtable app, but then I'll also go onto my Pinterest board, create a new, I think they're called categories, where I can then actually look for inspiration, how have people used this stamp set, and then I'll just pin them. So when I do come to using that stamp set, if I'm not sure how to use it, I've got some ideas. The other great thing about this is you may, for example, see an idea for someone in using the year 5 stamp that you could use for year 6 and so on. So always change it up to make it your own. You know, try not to do a direct imitation, but you might see someone do a die cut circle and you change it to a love heart, or you might see a certain pattern paper and you change it to plain or coloured or whatever it is. It's just a jumping off point, isn't it? It's just a starting point for you to get the creative juices flowing, and that's what I've got here. So if you're interested in that, that's another board that you could follow. Just going back to my little book, I will, for every stamp set as well, as I start to colour these in, add these in as well for you as well. Now this is only going to be with the Copics that I've got, and as you can see, I'm going to try and get them as close as I can. It's not always going to work because I don't always have the same colours necessarily available. You'll get an idea of how I've done these. The other thing I'd realised early on in the piece, I was using just a Nina Solar cardstock for these, and then I switched it up and started using actual watercolour paper for these because they weren't doing a very good copy at all. And you can see here exactly what I mean by that as well. So that is my little idea for today that I wanted to share with you from some craft room organisation. Love you to check out my Pinterest boards. I'll share everything that I've got with you in that. If you've got some ideas as well that you'd love to share, I'd love you to leave a comment down below. I do respond to all of them. But otherwise, have a great crafting week and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.